Good morning, everybody. It's a new day. It's about 10 after 4, and we've arrived at the parking lot on the public land. We're in Maryland today until we can tag out. Yesterday we were in Virginia hunting with my dad, trying to fill a tag for my dad, but today we're back in Maryland, one of my favorite spots. Anyways, hoping I can tag out this morning. That way I can take the pressure off and keep rolling with the schedule. But we've had a good run here in Maryland, a very good run. So at some point, once Pennsylvania comes in, we're going to leave Maryland alone, and we're going to go to Pennsylvania and enjoy as much of that as we can, and then we'll come back to Maryland right before it closes. But anyways, this morning we'll focus on just filling that tag. We got the 12 gauge with us this morning. I don't know if that's a serious move or if it's just a change up. So anyways, it certainly is a change up from the 20 gauge. But we're going to see if the old 12 gauge can do the trick this morning. And if we can find us a good gobbling turkey that's in a position that we can work with. And yeah, we'll see if we can get you some video footage. Stay tuned. Well, I found some gobbling turkeys, but I had to make a pretty big move on them. That's what I thought. They're right here, boys. gobblers go to each other. It's like they find security in each other. That's what it is. messed it up. I messed it up. Man. That's what happens when you try to sneak on turkeys. Well, we're going to recalibrate. We got number 9, Maryland public land. These turkeys over here are different. These turkeys are almost always on the move. I got that one with the 12 gauge at a little bit longer range. Let me show you my tree. So, I came across, I was up there, and I heard the turkey gobble out this way, and I thought possibly he's moving this way, because there was some other gobblers that were up on top of the hill over here that were gobbling, and I decided that I would try to get between these two. Well, what this guy was doing was he was circling, and I just happened to catch his head moving up through there. Anyways, I was right here at this tree. You can see where I was dug in. The only way I remember this tree is because it's got this little branch, and it's got a ant killer nest right there, and I found my shell right there. So of course we jumped up immediately and went and got our turkey, so that worked out pretty good. But oh yeah, let's go look at him. Let's go look at him.
feels good to be tagged out. I messed up. I messed up earlier. I got onto 2 goblin turkeys earlier, and just as I crested the lip, they saw me. So, this is where you gotta slip. Check out this boy. Check out this boy. And I'm glad we took the 12 gauge. Oh boy. Look at that spur. That's a big old boy. This one's broken off. Look at that. Look at that turkey. That's what you call being at the right place at the right time. I like Maryland. I like Maryland public land. It's just different. It is completely different. These gobblers, they talk to each other. Well, you boys get to live on the rest of the year without me. I don't need to hunt anymore over here. I don't want to hunt over here anymore. I got my 2 turkeys and I'm done. We used the 12 gauge. What a beautiful place. And a beautiful turkey. Well, we've entered the month of May. And to start off the month, we tagged out in Maryland. We got our second gobbler. We had highs and lows this morning. Where I set up this morning, there was no turkeys there. There was no gobbler there. But there was one that must have been at the top of the ridge, because I went back to the top of the ridge after hearing a real faint gobble. He was just over the lip. And right as I topped the ridge, he hammered. So I don't know exactly how I could have gotten that turkey, but what I'm learning is there's a little bit different method for public land in Maryland. So I heard 2 goblin turkeys over on another finger ridge that goes away from the main ridge. And so I quickly repositioned and got above in elevation, did some soft yelping, some scratching in the leaves, got them boys all fired up. Got them all fired up. They were roosted exactly where I was expecting turkeys to roost, but they weren't going to move off their position and come to me. Seemed like they were communicating with all the other gobblers that were firing off on other ridges. So I ended up making a move on them after I realized that all they were going to do is stay at that one spot and strut till they called them up ahead. So I circled down around, looped down around, and got on the back side of the hill and came up and was within, I don't know, 15, maybe 20 yards at the most from the 2 gobblers. And I saw the one's tail fan, and I should have known that if you can see the top of the tail fan, that he can put his head up just a little bit higher than the top of the tail fan whenever he folds. So I was silhouetted against the sky, and he saw me, and he went down and putted, and I guess I could have shot, but if I'd have shot, I'd have probably gave up for the morning. So anyways, I heard them putting, and then they took and took flight and flew out across, and they flew over to this ridge. So I messed around there looking at where it would have been a good spot for me to sit at first light, and I found a spot, a real good spot. So planning on going back there, but I heard some turkeys over on this other ridge, and I decided to go ahead and give it some time and then call to them and see where they had repositioned. So I did that, and sure enough, the 2 gobblers that I was after, they were up on this ridge, and there's like a little draw in between. And there was another gobbler that was out this ridge a little ways. And I figured if they two got vocal enough, eventually they would meet up. So I decided to move across. So I moved across, and as I was going to the 2 goblin turkeys, the one that I'd already worked this morning, I didn't feel like I boogered them too much. This turkey hammered over here, and he was fairly close. And I was like, boy, I think I better switch tactics and go for this one. So that's what I did. I quickly came down through this little drain and up this other side and got up just a little bit. And it's a good thing I decided to stop and just wait, because eventually I just saw his head coming around. And he gave me probably a 40, maybe a 45-yard shot. I'm not sure exactly. I didn't have any of my cameras except for my hat camera rolling, so I don't know what the footage is on that. But anyways, after I shot, he went down, and I raced up the hill, got to him, and picked him up, brought him back down, and looked for the shotgun shell. Eventually I found the shell, and man, that's a good smell right there. 12 gauge TSS, so you don't have to carry a rangefinder with you. I don't have my vest with me because I've learned that these turkeys, you're gonna have to do some moving on them, and so that's kind of what I decided to do, is shuck the vest and just work these turkeys with the minimum amount of equipment. So I got my trumpet call, and I got my mouth calls, and that's all. I got a little bit of water, but I'll tell you what I did do. I brought a cow tail. I figured instead of trying to drag Reese's peanut butter cups around when it's scalding hot and them things melting, especially when I'm shucking the vest and going without the vest, I figured I'd just bring me a cow tail to the woods and enjoy that. We ain't got no cell phone service here, so I wouldn't say it's as good as a Reese's peanut butter cup, but it'll do the trick while we celebrate our turkey. To be perfectly honest, I think there was another hunter that was pushing this turkey, but I don't know that part of the equation, so I ain't gonna be involved. I just know I heard guys down there with gobble calls, shaking gobble calls, and it turned these turkeys off. So just so you guys know.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, there's more here on the channel. Lord willing, there'll be more coming in the future. Alright now, y'all have a blessed day.